All right, so here we go. Let's get into it. So when I was thinking about different ways for people to be efficient or gain productivity on the system, I really thought that there were probably three different ways for you to gain productivity or gain efficiencies in the platform. You can gain productivity for yourself, you can build productivity for your team, and ultimately you're hopefully creating a more streamlined and efficient way to deal with your clients. And we're going to be looking at features that are going to be able to help you with each part of that process. So for yourself, your team, and for your clients. So where we're going to start is internally, and some things that you can be doing right now that will make commonsku maybe look a little bit better to your client or make it a little bit of a more pleasant client experience and hopefully speed things up internally. Where we're going to start is inside of the admin tab, and in the admin tab is the project templates. If you haven't activated these templates, believe it or not, some people still haven't done that. I would go in and activate these. These are our current form styles, and for most users, you guys have this up and running already. However, one of the things that you can be doing in here now to make this a little bit more efficient for your end client or for your salesperson is thinking about additional project templates that you can be building. So everybody in the system has a default template that you use on every single order, and you go in and you upload your branding and you change everything to make it look like, the template that all of your clients are getting. The next level to that is going in and actually building out a template that is for a specific client or for a specific event and making that look like something that is going to be a little bit more targeted towards that client. So what I've seen some distributors do that has been really cool is if you have a really big client account that you do a lot of orders with, an example, we have Florida Hospital or Ashley built one in here for Google, go in and build a template out for them. That way your forms going out to that specific client will look a little bit more like it's geared towards them rather than a generic template that all of your clients are getting. Your big accounts are your special accounts, so start building out templates specifically for those accounts. And you can do it a bunch of different ways. You can go in and you can throw a header up in the background like Ashley has here for Google with my company logo on it. You could do it reverse with the client's logo with your company branding in the back, however you kind of want to spin it. But this allows you to create a more custom experience for your client. You can rename the template so your reps know to use it. And on every single project that your reps create, when they go in to create a project, in the bottom right-hand corner, they can change the template. So creating a specific template for a specific client, or even if you have if you're a smaller distributorship and you have 3-4 salespeople, maybe have each salesperson have their own template and they can go in and flip this to their template so it has their branding, however they want to set up their forms to do that. So I think that's kind of one of those things that if you do have a little bit of downtime right now or you're looking to get a little bit more efficient, this is a great place to start from an admin level of creating these custom templates for your team to use and creating a nicer client experience. One side note that I think is really cool about this, and we did it with the Breast Cancer Awareness Month one, is you can actually also put the background color of your avatar as the same color as your header. So it actually looks like one consistent piece, kind of like this one does. I think it also creates a really nice looking experience for your client rather than making it look like you have an avatar layered on top of a header. Just maybe looks a little bit more sleek, smooth, sleek. We'll go with sleek. Okay, so first one we're going to talk is just kind of setting up some templates, make that something that your clients will probably enjoy on their end, and now is a good time to start setting those up. Kind of the next one down is something that I've talked at pretty much every single commonsku university ever, and that is creating predetermined presentations. Right now, if you are not already doing this, definitely start. What you want to do is you want to create yourself, your company as a client, like I did with Vandelay Industries. And then what you want to do is you want to go in and you want to build presentations for yourself as a client. So I created a presentation for Vandelay Industries, which is the name of my distributorship. So I created them as a client, and I called the project Aaron's Top Items. And then in that presentation, I added in all of my favorite items, everything that I love showing clients, whether it's something I love showing them all the time or they're just my favorite products, they're stuff that I commonly use, whatever it might be. But I created a presentation that has about 20 items on it of items that I'm always using on presentations I always need. Now you can do this as one presentation like I did with Aaron's Top Items, or you could do it with like Aaron's favorite apparel, Aaron's favorite hard goods, Aaron's favorite jackets. You could go as specific as you want and create as many presentations as you would like. Where you gain the efficiency here is you can go in, customize the pricing. You could even fill out the artwork details, the artwork pricing in here. Then when that client calls and they need that presentation turned around out in an hour, rather than you having to go in and search ESP and Sage for those 5-10 items that you love using, well, they're already on a presentation. They're on one of the presentations, the predetermined or the dummy presentation you already created. So you can either find that dummy presentation, click Actions, and copy that entire presentation from one client, Vandalay Industries, over to another. And I can even choose if I want to bring all the products or just some of the products. Or what I could do is I could create a brand new project like I'm doing right here for a totally different client. Let's call this webinar demo. I could create a completely new project for that client. And when I get to the create presentation stage, I can click add product, click on previous orders, and then previous orders actually means previous presentation, so I can change this from my client to say Vandalay. So I can change it to my internal client, and look, if we look at my list here, there's Aaron's top items. Hit search, there's all my favorite items, and now instead of me having to do a search for this item on ESP, then this one on Sage, no problem. All I have to do is click, and it's going to pull those items with the pricing, with the artwork pricing, all over from my predetermined presentation onto my current one. Now I just added in 5 products in a matter of about a minute, rather than having to do 6 separate searches or find them in old orders that I did for this client. So much faster and such a massive time saver for you to do it this way if you set up these predetermined presentations. It's one of those things that will take you 20, 30, 40 minutes up front, but it's going to save you so much time on the back end when you're building this stuff out. So you'll see if I tap close, there's the products, they all came over, and everything is good. So start building out those dummy presentations, those predetermined presentations, and that will allow you to put presentations, get the ideation phase sped up, so you can hopefully be getting stuff to the order phase a little bit faster. Now, one of these other things isn't necessarily something that's going to make you more productive, but is something that we got asked about a lot, which is an efficiency piece, which is being able to hide all of the pricing on one presentation without having to go in to each item and uncheck the pricing button. Previously, you had to go into every item and uncheck pricing, and it just would hide the pricing for that item from the client, no problem. But if you had 40 items on a presentation, you had to do that 40 times. Not so efficient. Well, as of yesterday, we actually released a feature that is a hide pricing button that you can click on. And when you click on it, it then hides all of the client-facing pricing on the presentation. So if we go and look at this at like the list style, and I preview this presentation, you'll see that the client actually sees no pricing. It's all hidden from them. All I'm doing is showing them ideas, and then I can narrow it down from there. So that's definitely an efficiency feature. Like I said, it just got released yesterday. So this will hopefully speed up getting that out rather than having to do 40 clicks. Mitch Silver, if you're on the call, you're always talking to me about number of clicks. This should save you at least a couple. So just kind of wanted to point that out as a new feature so you guys know that's there. Kind of next down in terms of productivity and efficiency is also a feature that we released not too long ago. And if you're not using this already, then A, shame on you, but B, it's okay, we're still friends. That feature is the decoration matrix. So the decoration matrix, if you don't know about this feature, I'm going to pretend like you guys have never heard of it. Odds are most of you are working from home now. And odds are when you took your stuff from your office to your home, you had to carry out a bunch of pieces of paper that had pricing matrices on them for your decorators, your run charges, your fixed charges, all that stuff, pieces of paper. And you had to drag those home, or you're trying to remember what the piece of paper said because it's still at work. Well, you don't need to do that anymore. inside of commonsku, we created a feature called a decorator matrix, which allows you to take those pieces of paper that have all of your charges on it for a decorator and upload them digitally into commonsku for reference. So admins have the ability to do this by going into the admin area and clicking into the decorator matrix section. They can look up any decorator that you have, okay, and you can search for them by typing in a name. And then when you find the decorator you want, you can select them. And then you have the ability to go in and click edit, and you can add in decoration types. You can see that this one I've already done. So you have the ability to set up things like run charge tables. So all you're doing is taking that decorator matrix that you have on a piece of paper and you're replicating it on commonsku. Okay? When you add a new decoration type, you select it, you type in what kind of charge it is, and this is the chart. The name here is what shows on both the client-facing form and on the decorator PO. You select what type of charge it is, if you want to do a table or if it's a per item charge, and then all you're doing is adding in charges with values. And if you want to see a full tutorial on here, you guys have that in your What's New section. But setting up this matrix is a massive, massive time saver. You're not having to reference pieces of paper, and how our development team implemented this into orders is so incredibly smooth. It will speed up your order creation time by so much. We go and look at that order that I just did. Traditionally, if I had to fill out pricing for this item, I would have to click Add New Decoration. I would type in Right Chest. I would add in my artwork and the file and all that stuff. And then down below, I would have to go and reference my sheet of paper. And I would say, oh, the run charge is $1.90. Okay, that's $2.30. And then I would have to go back and reference my piece of paper and find what the setup charge is. Okay, the setup charge is, oh, it says $35. Okay, $45 is what we'll sell it at. Now, all that time you're spending looking at a piece of paper, keying it in commonsku, looking at paper, keying it in commonsku. Well, now what you can do is you can just click on the decorator matrix button, select who your decorator is. So if we do the same one I just had, select what charge you need and the number of colors. So if I do screen printing, and it auto pulls based off of the quantity on the item. I click add. Great, there we go. Then when I go to add in my fixed charge, my setup, commonsku remembers what decorator it is, and then you select the corresponding fixed charge. It remembers the number of colors you selected. You choose which charge you want to add and click add. So much faster than having to reference that piece of paper and remember what these charges are. So if you're an admin, this is like something that you need to be setting up. If you're a salesperson and you don't have that capability yet, and you'll know because you'll click on it, there'll be no matrices yet, then get on your admins to put those in there because it is going to save you so much time. Okay, and this is also obviously with everybody working from home, this is a great feature to be able to implement. The timing of it couldn't have been better because now everybody has access to this rather than having to haul that stuff back and forth from work to home. So kind of moving a little bit away from an order, I think one of the other interesting opportunities that the current time presents for everybody is a way to market to your clients in a non-super salesy way. And what I mean by that is taking a look at a way of how you can help your clients out, how you can make ordering easier, how you can make it more accessible to absolutely everybody. And a way to do that is actually through our shops feature and using what is called a marketing shop. So if you're unfamiliar with a marketing shop is a shop that you can create and you can send it out to as many clients as you want. You can send it to 2 clients, you can send it to 1,000. Whatever you'd like, you can do that. So this is actually a really good time for you to look at taking time to build out some of these shop types and make them really specific either to your client, if you're doing a pop-up in a company by doing mocks and taking that time to make it look really custom for the client, or if you're looking for productivity and efficiency, then creating a marketing shop as something that you can make available to all of your clients. Rather than having to reach out to each one of them, send each one a presentation, then you could create a shop with a bunch of ideas in it and send it out to absolutely everybody. So in our shop section, we actually created a missed event shop saying that we can help. So just like a distributor, if you have a client who had to cancel some events or they had to miss some events, or maybe one of your clients is holding an event, but they had to cancel it. They still want to get that product out to the client. Then a marketing shop is a great way to do that. You can create the marketing shop inside of commonsku. It's super, super easy. If you're familiar with shops, you'll see that the marketing shop is actually the easiest one to set up. But you can set this marketing shop up super quick. If you know how to build a presentation, then you know how to build a shop. So you can fill out all of your pricing. And the only difference with the marketing shop is because it is sent out to so many clients. When you go in and you fill out the artwork details, okay, all you're doing is filling out where you're printing. You don't actually select artwork because with the marketing shop itself, the client has the ability to upload their artwork in here. So a really interesting use case for this right now because of the current climate is if you have a client who had to cancel an event and they were going to order a whole bunch of swag for it as like welcome kits or anything like that, and they had to cancel the event, but they still want to reach out to maybe their clients with a gift or something saying, hey, sorry we missed you, then you could set up a marketing shop for that client who could then share it with their clients who could then all place an order, right? And your client is the one who is going to actually be the one who pays for it. Or you could share this with all of your clients and then have them all place individual orders off of here. If we look at what the ordering process looks like, and this is a shop that Ashley built, she did a really great job with it. See all the custom coloring she did, the custom graphic in the back, looks pretty good. So, and same with the wording in the middle. Your client can actually go in, and if they go to order something, they can click add, they type in the minimum or whatever they want to order, and then they can upload their logo here. So this actually presents a really great marketing opportunity for all of you guys to use and send out an e-blast to everybody. Send it out to everybody saying, hey, like, we know like times are maybe a little bit weird right now, but here's a great place for you to be able to order some stuff for whatever you guys need. It's super easy, and it's something that you can make relevant for absolutely every one of your clients. Okay. Kathy threw a question there, which is a great question. I'm not really referring to a ton of questions, but how do you deal with acceptable art files? What happens is the marketing shop is a shop type that the client does not pay. What happens is when the client checks out, they fill out all their information, and what it does is it creates a sales order in commonsku and drops the artwork into that sales order. So you can check the file and you can make sure that the file will be applicable for your decorator. And if it's not, you can always fire that back to the client saying that you need vector artwork. Or if you're going to send that off to be digitized, then you have the ability to add in additional fees and stuff like that at the sales order level before you invoice the final client. Okay. So we've talked a little bit about kind of custom templates, being able to create something that looks nicer for your client, predetermined presentations to speed things up internally for yourself for creating presentations, that new hide feature, which will create efficiencies for ideation, and then the decorator matrix, how you can help your team out if you're an admin by uploading those matrices in the commonsku and hopefully speed up the actual order process and being able to enter in all of the data. And finally, we finished with marketing shops, how you guys can currently reach out to your clients on a broader spectrum and how you can make a nice, easy ordering solution for them. And you can do that in one foul swoop of a single marketing shop and not having to send out individual presentations and include this with something like a marketing blast, which you guys are probably all doing currently. Now, those are kind of three different sections, helping yourself, your team, your clients. So one of the pieces that we haven't really touched on is internally, what are a couple of things that you can do on the operations side to increase your productivity? Now, if you follow our webinars, this is a topic that we talk about a lot, and that's because we just honestly believe in it, and that is promo standards. Right now is a great time. Everybody is dealing with the crisis that's going on, but right now is a great time to reach out to your suppliers and get connected with them on promo standards. If you go to the supplier section inside of commonsku and you are a production person right now, this should be something that absolutely every one of you guys are doing. You should be going to the supplier section and you should be flipping through all the suppliers here, and it lights up what is available for that supplier. Inventory, you do not need to do anything for. Order status, if you see that the truck is kind of like faded, that means that it is available from that supplier on commonsku, but they have not entered your credentials yet. So you need to reach out to that supplier to tell them that you need your promo standards credentials, or to tell them to put it into commonsku. Same with the EPOs. If you see it is not there for Alpha or for Starline or Cutter, you should reach out to them and get them to put your credentials into commonsku. If you're a production person, this is something you should absolutely make sure is done, okay? Because this will create tons and tons of efficiencies and productivity for you. If it's lit up, that means that it's good to go. You're connected, everything is great, and you're able to use it. So scroll through this list. When you click in the suppliers, it will auto-sort by those who are using promo standards first, and then everybody else after. If you're not sure who to reach out to, go to our help articles section. In our help articles section, there's something in here that is a promo standards contacts article. And the promo standards contact article, it shows you who to contact at every supplier who is using order status or ship notifications, who to email to get your credentials, or who would put them into commonsku. Okay, if there's no contact there, you can reach out to your rep, and then your rep can actually send you the credentials, which you can send to support, and we'll go ahead and drop those into commonsku for you. If you're unfamiliar with how this will create productivity or how it will create efficiencies, the easy answer is it basically will put a blue button for you on your production report. So there's a blue button on your production report once it's active. That's the promo standards button. And if you're in production or you manage your own POs now, you can click on that button. And when you click on it, it will bring up this screen, which will show you the status of that order in the vendor system, what status we recommend that is in commonsku. It'll show you when they expect to ship it, when it should be there, who to contact, any notes that they've logged, and when they updated it last. And then when something ships out, when you click on that button, it will look like this. And it will tell you that it's a completed PO, when it should have shipped, when it should be there, when they updated it. It'll show you where it shipped from, where it's going, and give you all the tracking IDs. The typical conversation between a distributor and a supplier to find out what's going on with my order takes somewhere between 3 to 6 minutes. Think about the number of times that you make that phone call in a day. Probably a lot. Now, if you can cut that in half by, let's say cut it by 50%, how much time is that going to save you to be working on other things? The answer is a lot without having to take my shoes and socks off. It's a lot. So reach out to these suppliers, get this connected for you so you don't have to be calling them, right? You should be able to check your order status online, and this is an easy way for you to do it. Again, all of these things, if you want productivity, it's not going to be something instantaneous. It's something that you need to put a little bit of work in up front, like predetermined presentations, like getting promo standards credentials. That is going to save you time on the back. And now is a great time to be able to do that. The other little efficiency that I like to show in here is if you actually go and you look on a production report, one of the things that you can do is on a vendor page, if you are adding in a production contact, you also put a phone number in for that supplier. What that does is it translates over onto your production report, and you can hover over top of the name of the vendor, and it will show you the vendor's email and their phone number to call. So this is a really small efficiency, but kind of a nice to have. If you go in and you update this information on the supplier profile, then you're not having to go and find a phone number for HIT when you need to find out what's going on with this PO. I mean, hopefully you have promo standards connected, but if they're a non-promo standards vendor, then you should update this information, because then you can hover over top, grab your phone, call them, do that 3 to 6 minute call. During that call, maybe ask them why they're not on promo standards, but then you can also get your updated information. And this all saves you, again, time from having to load a vendor profile and find the phone number, flip through a Rolodex. Do people have Rolodexes anymore? But flip through anything to find that phone number and actually have to call the vendor. So the last two things that I want to talk about, we've got 2 minutes and I got two things to talk about. So the first one is something that is also brand new that we released out, and I think that there is an efficiency piece in here that you can use. If you look inside of our collections area, there is a collection here that commonsku we have built, which is called Working With Us. What this collection is a way for you to look at this, and this comes off of the Monarch and Company idea that I shared at commonsku University. But this is basically a collection of fake products that we created that you can copy to a presentation and then share it with your client, or copy to a presentation, and you can copy a presentation to a shop by clicking Actions Copy and share this maybe with all of your clients. But what it is a way for you to show your clients how they can work with you using commonsku. It doesn't say commonsku anywhere. You can take all of these individual fake items and add them to a presentation, and you can customize them however you want by uploading your logo, putting in your company name, altering the slides if you'd like. But you can share this with your client, and it shows them like, hey, this is what your new presentations are going to look like that we're going to be sending you. We also offer online stores now. So this is actually end user content that you can copy from a collection into a presentation or to a shop, and then share with your client and show them how using commonsku, or how using your new system, you obviously don't need to use commonsku as telling them it's us, but how they can use, how you can use your new system to work better with them. Okay. Again, using this as end user content, you guys can customize it when you take these fake products and add them into a presentation or a shop, add your own flavor to it. But it is a cool little way for you to reach out to those clients and say, hey, here's all the things that we offer because of our ordering system. So it's an end client or an end user content piece that you can actually use inside of commonsku and share with your clients on how your system is going to be the best and how you guys are going to be able to provide them the most information, the most options, the fastest. Now, Bree's going to kill me because she's going to start her regular webinar in a minute, but I do have one very last thing, and I'm going to squeeze it in here really quick. And the last thing I want to talk about is just project portals. If you are not using project portals now, please start. When you are working on a presentation, an estimate, or an order, instead of emailing it out to them and attaching in an HTML or a PDF every single time, just go ahead and send them the project portal link. Okay? Don't send attachments, just attach in the portal link and share it with the client. It creates a much, much more streamlined and pleasant end client experience. This is what a portal looks like to a client. They can see their presentation, their estimate, their order. They can see the status of the order here as well, the invoice, the feedback, all by sharing a single portal link. And I think the main efficiency that you gain from here, talking about how many times do you call a supplier to find out what's going on with your order, how many times does a client call you to find out what's going on with their order? The answer is also probably a lot. If you can be using the portal and telling them, hey, it'll update in your portal when it's shipped out, it gives your client a place to reference back to be able to see when things have shipped, what the tracking ID is without ever having to call you. So this is a feature that we really also believe in that we're going to continue to enhance. And when you use it with a client, we found that it creates this nice piece of stickiness with your client. They really start to fall in love with it, and it gives your client the ability to have access to what's going on with their order without ever having to pick up the phone or send an email. They can check that portal link. All right, so those are all of my efficiencies. I know that's a lot. Like I said, I will have this recorded and distributed out to everybody. If you have any questions, or if your question didn't get answered in the chat, I will make sure that we send you an answer today from the support team. And as always, if you have questions about any of these features you want to learn more, always check your What's New section, which is going to be on the left-hand side of commonsku. And you can always reach out to the support team at support@commonsku.com, or reaching out to us through the support button in the top right-hand corner. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and I'm sure we will all chat soon.